SillyDaveClub, the SillyDaveClub, it's the SillyDaveClub. Here comes Silly in the SillyDave car, driving on into the SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub, the SillyDaveClub. Lots of fun at the SillyDaveClub. We're gonna play music at the SillyDaveClub. 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 We're gonna have fun at the SillyDaveClub. We're gonna learn things at the SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub. Let's sing at the SillyDaveClub. We're gonna have fun at the SillyDaveClub. SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub. The SillyDaveClub.
Oh, hi! Welcome to the SillyDave Club. It's time for the SillyDave Club pledge. So everybody, please raise your right hand. Now put your left thumb in your ear and do the SillyDave wave. Ah! Repeat after me. I am a member of the SillyDave Club. I will always be silly. I will never be a bully. I will not be a schmelbo. I will sneeze into my elbow. I will never do drugs. I will only give hugs. So help me, silly. This is my friend Brock. He's a member of the SillyDave Club. And Brock's eating cookies in bed. Are you eating cookies in bed?
No.
You're not? What's that in your hand?
Oreos.
Oreos? Aren't Oreos?
2 Oreos.
2 Oreos. And you're eating cookies in bed. Is that fun? Yeah. You got 2 cookies and you're eating them in bed and you're making a big mess?
No.
You're not? Okay, because you're a good boy, right?
Wait.
Oh, right. Okay. Smell you later. Okay, we've come to see the osprey. He's chirping there, giving us warning. See his little head sticking up there? There it goes. An osprey. Doesn't like us near her nest. Here she comes, gonna dive bomb us. Now you can see, I'll look down a bit, and you can see they live right by the river. Oh, he's gonna circle around. He's gonna dive bomb us. See, out there is the river, and they hover and fish for food. They dive down and pick up fish, and that's their nest. Someone built this nest for them. It's an old telephone pole. You put a box on the top and you have an osprey nest. Oh, there he is. We'll get one more shot of him, then we'll stop bothering him. Or her. It's probably a girl taking care of her eggs. into their hole. Got 2 holes there. There they go. He's not scared. Hello, Mr. Groundhog. Hey! Oh, scared them in their hole. Now watch, when you whistle, they'll stick their heads up. Hello, Mr. Groundhog. What's your name? He's sitting right up for us. Well, he's not scared. It's a groundhog up in Canada. Well, there's a red-winged blackbird. He doesn't want us around. His nest must be nearby. There he goes. And over there are great blue herons. And there's their nests. And we'll see if we can see one coming home to feed its young, because there should be babies in those nests right now. We'll just hang around, see if we can find someone coming home. There's one up there, all alone by itself, through those trees. We're out in the swamp. There's the swamp. So, we'll wait for one to come home. Okay, we're going to take a closer look at the snakeskin we found. And here's my shoe. So he's pretty big. And you can see where his eyeball was. There's some baby geese. Oh. Lots of baby geese. That must be one of the fathers protecting the crew. And we're in Canada. Of course, we're going to see Canada geese. Oh, Canada gooses. There's Bert and Shirley. 2 Canada gooses. And there's some more back here. I think they're coming along to try to bum a meal. Hi, you guys. How's life up here in Canada? What hockey team do you cheer for? Where's your skates? Canada gooses. And down here there's some more of their friends. Some ducks. There's some ducks out floating in the river. There's some ducks sleeping. Sleeping ducks. That's a mallard. Mallard duck. They aren't very scared. What are you guys doing? Huh? You have a permit to be here? Camping? You allowed to sleep on the beach? See, now there's the male. He's all colorful. And there's the female. She doesn't have the colors the male has. She can hide in the bushes and protect her eggs. But the males, they have bright colors. Look, you scared me. Here's some baby ducks. This guy out in the sun there, you can see his colors now. Got kind of green on his neck, and there's a girl duck. She blends into the sand, hard to see her. And there's the male, he's really colorful. Oh, look at all them gooses. Hey, you guys. It's a flotilla. You gonna sing a song? Arr. Baby duck, Canada goose. You guys have a permit to camp here? Nobody's talking. You have a designated driver? Well, I hope so. Here we are in the garden. Some crazy looking flowers. Here's some poppies. Poppies. And here's a seagull. We'll call him Sam the Seagull. There he goes. Hey Sam, come back. Oh, he's gonna go visit his friends the gooses. Silly goose. And there's a robin with the red breast. Looks like a young one though. There he goes. Somebody got very artistic here, balancing rocks. Maybe it was that goose. Well, thanks for dropping by the Silly Dave Club. Before you go, you have to do the Silly Dave Club pledge. So everybody, please raise your right hand, stick your left thumb in your ear, and do the Silly Dave wave. Ah! Now repeat after me. I am a member of the Silly Dave Club. I will always be silly. I will never be a bully. I will not be a schmelbo. I will sneeze into my elbow. I will never do drugs. I will only give hugs. So help me silly.
Silly Dave Club, the Silly Dave Club, it's a Silly Dave Club, it's a Silly Dave Club, the Silly Dave Club, it's a Silly Dave Club. Here comes Silly in the Silly Dave car, he's driving on into the Silly Dave Club, the Silly Dave Club, the Silly Dave Club. Lots of fun at the Silly Dave Club, we're gonna play music at the Silly Dave Club, Silly Dave Club, Silly Dave Club.